Welcome to Biggest Spoilars, the destination for exclusive spoilers, latest updates.
General Hospital spoilers Monday, January 12th. Alexis faces a dilemma and the Quartermaines seek vengeance. On Monday, January 12th, Alexis Davis is thrown for a circle when Trina Robinson and Gio Palmieri tell her they suppose Willow Tate shot Drew King Quartermaine. Gio and Trina will lay out the ringtone substantiation. And Alexis will have to ask how they know. They'll have to admit they were in the house, which complicates everything for both of the youngish people. Drew gets some word from Martin Gray, who's presumably going to tell Drew he saved the trial by giving Alexis the information on Tracy Quartermaine and Michael Corinthos. Still, he also needs to talk about how he's facing jail over the heritage trick. This is likely a scheme trying to get Drew to do commodity, but it's unclear if he's going to delve. To Tracy et al. General Hospital spoilers. The Quartermaines learn the truth in front of Brooklyn Quartermaine and Harrison Chase. Olivia Quartermaine asks Ned Ashton if Drew did commodity they don't know about. The Quartermaines are going to be absolutely murderous when they find out he left Ned on the ground dying with a coronary and just walked down. Olivia and Tracy are going to be at the van of the mob coming to discipline Drew. Meanwhile, Michael gets near to Jacinda Bracken. Their love continues and intensifies soon despite the coming legal scrutiny. Nina Reeves' frustration builds, probably because Willow is sticking with Drew. Easily, Nina has no idea that Willow is running a long con to set up Michael and that she actually hates Drew. She may detest Nina, too. Willow may just be using everybody she despises. It's hard to tell what's going through her head. Willow tells Nina that she's done all of this for Wiley Quartermaine Corinthos and Amelia Grace Corinthos, but Nina has no idea how far she's gone. General Hospital spoilers. Molly and Cody hit a snag. Plus, Molly Lansing Davis spills to Christina Corinthos Davis, telling her she blew it on her date with Cody Bell. Molly says she ruined a perfect evening. And Christina asks what happened. James West asked if Molly is Cody's gal. He said yes. And Molly said no. Also, Cody is telling someone it's too late. This might be about Molly allowing she's not into him. Cody's tone regard issues may get the stylish of him as he assumes he's not good enough for her. GH spoilers Tuesday, January 13th. Valentin's high-stakes gamble and Ava's rattle encounter. On Tuesday, January 13th, Drew makes a pledge. This could be related to telling Willow that as soon as the verdict is in, she'll be vindicated, and they will get the kiddies. Still, his pledges frequently prove empty. Away, notoriety threatens Britt Westbourne. It could be Jack Brennan or indeed Jen Sidwell. Ava Jerome has an hassle that rattles her. Pascal is always creepy, but it's suspected it may be Valentin because veritably soon Ava comes across someone on Ladle Island and tells Sidwell. Carly Corinthos Spencer is scarified. It could be about Valentin creeping out or Michael conceivably facing charges once this verdict comes in. Valentin takes a big threat on Tuesday, which might be when he creeps onto Ladle Island to try and cut a deal with Sidwell. Wednesday, January 14th. Jason and Liz reconnect while Sunny searches for truth. Wednesday, January 14th features Elizabeth Weber and Jason Morgan catching up. They're likely to talk about the trial and Michael because Elizabeth witnessed that he was alone at her house. It's a messy situation, indeed, though Liz only told the verity. Carly eavesdrops and gets some useful information, which could be about Willow, Brennan, or Valentin. Sunny Corinthos wants answers and may calf. Michael about why he was at Drew's that night. He's presumably not going to buy what Michael was dealing on the stage. Valentin has a close call, presumably at Windmere. Pascal and Sidwell are dangerous, and everyone there seems to be a trouble except for Lucas Jones. Eventually, Brad Cooper makes a request, which could be for a job or directed toward Britt or Jason. General Hospital spoilers Thursday, January 15th. Love heats up and public defenses latterly in the week. On Thursday, January 15th, Emma Scorpio Drake and Gio take effects to the coming position. They're home alone at Anna Devane's place and dressed for a romantic evening. Britt and Jason also go out, however, someone is bound to crash it. If this is an sanctioned date, however, she might lose her mind if Carly sees it. And if Brad sees it, he may try to intrude to keep them piecemeal. Jocelyn Jack spends some time reconnecting with her mama, Carly. Joss is still on high alert about Valentin, and Carly's jest. might raise her reservations. Brooklyn defends Chase. She keeps defending him in public, but in private, she's veritably worried on General Hospital. This could be directed at Tracy or Dante Falconeri, who may be worried about Willow's case going inadequately for the execution. Meanwhile, Laura Spencer is trying to keep the peace, which could involve Sidwell or commodity related to Martin and Tracy. Friday, January 16. The verdict looms, and Anna's shocking discovery on Friday, January 16. Willow waits to hear her verdict. The jury is likely deliberating after closing arguments. The verdict will probably serve as a thriller moment. Alexis has to explain her conduct. Trina and Gio may want to know why Alexis sat on the information rather of using it. Anna is shocked. She's going to try and escape soon while Valentin is on Ladle Island. Chase encourages Dante, conceivably telling him he's a good manager in a tough spot. Plus, Nina warns Drew about commodity, as she easily blames him for all of Willow's troubles. January 19 through 23. Legal fallout and danger in a blizzard during the week of January 19 through the 23rd. Willow's verdict should arrive. However, Michael may be the coming bone on the DA's radar to be charged if it is ain't shamefaced. Alexis getting a palm in court means she'll get access to Scout Kane, but Drew may annul formally he finds out Willow really shot him. Tracy may blackmail Martin into helping take down Drew. Martin might be floored to learn that Drew walked down from Ned during a heart attack. Drew is going to feel like the king of the world if the verdict is ain't shamefaced, assuming he has Willow and the kiddies, but air is coming for him. Sidwell and Valentin could cement a deal to take down Jack, who may wind up dead. However, Rick Lansing may return for an exigency guardianship hail to get her access to her kiddies, if Willow gets a non-guilty verdict. Valentin puts himself at adding threat to cover Charlotte Cassadine. General Hospital spoilers. Britt and Jason stranded. Britt and Jason wind up stranded in a blizzard. And it looks like she's going to unmask her secrets regarding Sidwell and her master. Notoriety from Anna's history reaches out, suggesting the secret master has a tie to her. Tracy finds a squatter at Drew's, probably Martin, since he was demurred out of Laura's, and presses them to help recoup the Quartermain heritages. Dante struggles with what's ahead. However, Michael is in trouble, putting Dante in an untenable position, if Willow is set up not shamefaced. Lulu Spencer and Nathan West get near when they search for Charlotte, who slips her guards again. Portia Robinson won't let Curtis Ashford push for a maternity test, while Dr. Isaiah Gannon hopes it goes his way. Marco Rios is put in charge of Britt and Molly, and Cody's love needs some work. Nina stands up to Drew, but Brennan circles back looking for vengeance. Eventually, Olivia and Tracy plot against Drew while Charlotte prepares to go full Cassadine with Danny Morgan and Rocco Falconeri on her side. General Hospital spoilers for the week of January 12 to 16 suggest Anna Devane will attack Pascal, while Alexis Davis has a decision to make about Willow Tate Kane. Plus, Brad Cooper stupidly threatens Jason Morgan. The General Hospital daily exercise videotape has just been released, and there's a flurry of drama that's about to hit the addict in the land of Port Charles. The promo videotape opens with an layoff going through a Target, as Jason and Britt Westbourne are on an layoff throwing date. Britt has hit the point, and as she looks at Jason and cachinnations, scenes shift to one of him and Brad at the sanitarium. This is when Brad states to the henchman, "I'm asking you to stay down from Britt." Jason looks authentically shocked, as the camera kissers to an inversely stupefied close-up of Britt. Does Brad know who he's talking to? It's sweet that he wants to cover his stylish friend, but no bone talks to Jason Morgan like that, right? As the exercise progresses, GH suckers get a skulk peep into what to anticipate this week, where Willow's trial is concerned. As suckers know, the ABC cleaner revealed that Willow was the malefactor who shot Drew Kane doubly in the reverse. Trina Robinson and her swain, Kai Taylor, figured it out, thanks to the ringtone they heard that night. As it turned out, Wiley Corinthos not only called his pater Michael Corinthos when Drew got shot, but he also called his mama, too. Kai and Trina approached Alexis on the Friday, January 9 occasion with their disclosure, and it looks like the chips will fall with whatever decision Alexis makes this week. Back to the General Hospital promo for the week of January 12th to 16th, a close-up of Willow is shown. As Alexis countries, she's shamefaced, Willow shot Drew. As scenes shift, a clip of Drew talking to Willow pops up, and it's uncertain if he's defying her with this piece of information or if they're just drooling about the trial. Michael and Jacinda Bracken are also in a scene, as they sit in the courtroom and look on, ever so intensively. The GH exercise takes a turn to Anna's plot, as the former counter-spy is attacking Pascal in her cell at Windmere. She's on top of him as he struggles with a gun in his hand. It looks like Anna's trying to get the gun from him, and the following clip proves she's successful, as a close-up has her with the dynamo, aiming to shoot. The final scene shows Alexis in the courtroom, putatively giving her final statement, as she's standing up in front of the jury, while also eyeing Willow down. Diane Miller can be heard in the voiceover stating, "You know exactly what you need to do." General Hospital spoilers have suckers wondering, will Alexis do the right thing and out Willow, or will her fear of losing access to Scout Quartermain have her hiding the information she was given in order to stay on Drew's good side? In Port Charles, justice is never clean, love is never simple, and truth rarely arrives gently. Instead, it comes like a baptism by fire, scorching lies away while leaving scars behind. During this pivotal week, secrets surface, loyalties fracture, and threats are issued with chilling resolve. Some characters will cling to hope, others to vengeance, and one woman will stand at the center of it all, forced to choose between what is right and what is safest. Monday, January 12th, Alexis faces the unthinkable. Alexis Davis has spent her career navigating moral gray areas, but nothing prepares her for what unfolds when Trina Robinson and Gio Palmieri arrive at her office, nerves taut and voices trembling. They aren't there for legal advice. They're there to confess what they believe is the truth, a truth that could destroy lives. They tell Alexis they are convinced Willow Tate is the one who shot Drew Kane. The key detail? A ringtone. A familiar sound that cut through the chaos on the night of the shooting, echoing through the house just moments after the gunfire. Trina explains how everything clicked once they realized who would have been calling at that exact moment. Alexis listens carefully, her expression hardening. She asks the question she already knows the answer to, "How do you know this?" The answer complicates everything. Trina and Gio admit they were inside Drew's house that night. They weren't witnesses in the traditional sense, but they were there, hiding, listening, piecing together fragments of truth. Their presence alone could expose them to serious legal consequences. For Alexis, this revelation is a baptism of conscience. She now carries information that could alter the trial, but using it would not only endanger her case, it could implicate two young people she cares deeply about. The law demands evidence. Her heart demands protection. And Drew's shadow looms over every possible decision. Elsewhere, Drew himself receives a visit from Martin Gray. Martin hints that he may have saved the trial by tipping Alexis off about Tracy Quartermain and Michael Corinthos, but the victory comes at a cost. Martin is now staring down potential jail time over the Quartermain heirloom scheme. The subtext is clear: Martin wants Drew to intervene, to smooth things over, to sacrifice something. Whether Drew will bend to Tracy's will remains uncertain, but pressure is building on all sides. The Quartermains learn the truth, and revenge ignites. At the Quartermain mansion, tension thickens as Olivia presses Ned for answers in front of Brooke Lynn and Chase. There's something about Drew's behavior that doesn't add up, and Olivia demands to know whether he did something unforgivable. When the truth finally emerges, that Drew walked away while Ned lay on the ground suffering a heart attack, the reaction is explosive. Shock quickly turns to fury. To Olivia and Tracy, this isn't just betrayal. It's an act bordering on murder. Drew didn't hesitate. He didn't call for help. He left Ned there, vulnerable and dying. From that moment on, Drew Kane becomes a marked man. Tracy's fury is icy and calculated, while Olivia's rage burns hot and dangerous. They don't just want justice, they want payback. The Quartermain name has been dishonored, and they intend to answer that insult in kind. Michael and Jacinda grow closer as danger looms. While legal storms gather, Michael Corinthos finds unexpected comfort in Jacinda Bracken. Their connection deepens quietly, even as the threat of scrutiny inches closer. The timing couldn't be worse, yet the bond feels genuine, something real in a world of deception. Michael doesn't know what the verdict will bring. He doesn't know if his own freedom is at risk. But with Jacinda, there's a rare sense of peace, one that may soon be tested by the fallout of Willow's trial. Across town, Nina Reeves grows increasingly frustrated. Willow remains firmly aligned with Drew, and Nina can't understand why. What Nina doesn't see is the deeper game Willow may be playing, a long con driven by resentment, control, and a fierce desire to protect her children at any cost. Willow insists she's done everything for Wiley and Amelia. Nina believes her. But Nina has no idea how far Willow has already gone, or how many people she's willing to use along the way. Molly and Cody, a misstep that may cost everything. In another corner of Port Charles, Molly Lansing Davis confesses her heartbreak to Christina. What should have been a perfect night with Cody Bell unraveled in seconds, all because of one innocent question. When James asked if Molly was Cody's girlfriend, Cody answered yes without hesitation. Molly, caught off guard, said no. That single word changed everything. Molly admits she panicked, that she spoke without thinking, and now fears she's lost Cody forever. Meanwhile, Cody tells someone it's too late, a statement rooted not in anger, but in insecurity. His old wounds resurface, whispering that he was never enough for her to begin with. This relationship teeters on the edge, needing honesty and reassurance before it slips away completely. Tuesday, January 13th, promises, threats, and dangerous risks. On Tuesday, Drew makes a bold promise, likely assuring Willow that once the verdict is in, her name will be cleared and their family restored. But those who know Drew best understand that his promises often ring hollow. Elsewhere, Britt Westbourne finds herself under threat. The danger could come from Jack Brennan, or from the ever-sinister Jen Sidwell. The threat is real, and Britt senses it closing in. Ava Jerome has a deeply unsettling encounter, one that rattles her to her core. All signs point toward Valentin Cassadine, a man whose presence alone signals trouble. Soon after, Ava crosses paths with Sidwell and shares what she's seen. Carly Corinthos grows alarmed. Whether it's Valentin's movements or the looming possibility that Michael could face charges, her instincts tell her something is about to explode. Valentin, meanwhile, takes a major gamble, possibly sneaking onto Spoon Island to broker a dangerous deal with Sidwell. It's a move that could either save Charlotte, or doom them all. Wednesday, January 14th, reckonings and close calls. Elizabeth Weber and Jason Morgan reconnect, sharing quiet conversation that inevitably circles back to the trial. Elizabeth told the truth on the stand, that Michael was with her, but truth doesn't always protect you from consequences. Carly overhears part of the discussion and picks up valuable information, filing it away for later use. Sonny Corinthos seeks answers of his own, questioning Michael about why he was at Drew's that night. Sonny isn't convinced by what he heard in court, and when Sonny doubts you, trouble follows. At Windmere, Valentin faces a near miss. Between Pascal and Sidwell, danger lurks in every shadow. No one is truly safe. Brad Cooper makes a request, possibly for help, possibly for protection, but whatever it is, it signals desperation. Thursday, January 15th, romance and public defenses. Romance blooms even as chaos reigns. Emma Scorpio Drake and Gio take their relationship to the next level while home alone at Anna's, dressed for what promises to be an intimate night. Britt and Jason head out together, perhaps on a real date. If Carly sees them, all hell could break loose. If Brad sees them, interference is almost guaranteed. Brooke Lynn continues defending Chase in public, even as her private frustration grows. The pressure from Tracy, Dante, and the failing prosecution weighs heavily. Laura Spencer works behind the scenes, trying desperately to keep the peace, whether between Tracy and Martin or amid Sidwell's expanding influence. Friday, January 16th, the verdict approaches. Willow waits as the jury deliberates. Every breath feels suspended. Alexis prepares to explain herself, to Trina, to Gio, and perhaps to herself. Anna makes a shocking discovery and plots an escape while Valentin remains on Spoon Island. Nina warns Drew, holding him responsible for everything that has gone wrong in Willow's life. And as the week closes, the verdict looms, ready to reshape Port Charles forever. The fallout, January 19th to 23rd and beyond. If Willow is found not guilty, Michael may become the DA's next target. Alexis's courtroom victory could grant her access to Scout, until Drew learns the truth. Tracy may blackmail Martin into helping destroy Drew. Drew, riding high on victory, won't see karma coming. Sidwell and Valentin may seal a deadly pact. Rick Lansing could return to fight for custody. Britt and Jason become stranded in a blizzard, where secrets spill and alliances shift. Olivia and Tracy continue plotting. Charlotte edges closer to embracing her Cassadine legacy. And Alexis Davis, baptized in truth and trapped by fear, must decide whether justice matters more than access, loyalty, or love.